Hi, I'm Pete, and this is a Shapeways unboxing. Oh, wait a second. Sorry, I just got to get my Tom Z 4x4x6 out of here. Sorry, Okay, so I ordered this puzzle, probably about 2 weeks ago, and I'm rather sad to say I've had this for a couple of days, and yes, I've been that busy that I've had a Shapeways box unopened. But anyway, here it is now, and I'm going to do the unboxing, and let's see what I got in here. This puzzle has a rather interesting pedigree in that many hands have had a part in its creation. The original design for this puzzle, the design started with CrazyBadCuber, who modified a Tom Z commercial puzzle, and that was very successful. And through a collaboration with the permission of Tom Z, with Gregoire Finning, CrazyBadCuber, and whoops, created this Shapeways version of this puzzle. So I'm really excited to get this. And there you go. There are the parts right there. Okay. I'm going to put those down. And it's a big box for relatively small amount of small size of parts kit, but they package them well. Okay, well there we go. Those are the parts, and what I'm going to do now is get us a better camera angle, and then we'll take a look at what we've got. So we're back with a better camera angle, and in case you haven't guessed by now, this is the CrazyPill version 2, sold on Shapeways on CrazyBadCuber's shop. The CrazyPill is a shape modification of a Tom Z 4x4x6, but it's a shape modification of his Shapeways version. This is the Calvin Puzzles version, so this is a shape modification of his Shapeways version, done with permission from Tom Z and Calvin, and also done with the assistance of Gregoire Finning. Okay, so this is the kit of parts, and I'm really excited to see what this is going to be. Of course, I will be dyeing my puzzle black, and I have stickers on the way. You get the stickers at Oliver's shop. Okay, so quite a bit of powder there, which is actually, I don't mind that at all, because oops. Okay, well that shouldn't have happened. Okay, so there's the piece that I guess it was still stuck to the bag. So there we are. The CrazyPill version 2. Just because I'm a math guy, the shape that this is, the name for the shape is a capsule. So not too different from CrazyPill. And if you're in high school math and you're doing a lot of areas of arenas, if you think of an arena, which is just a rectangle with two semicircles on each end, that is a two-dimensional version of that shape. And then if you make that into 3 dimensions, you get a capsule or CrazyPill. So there's something for you to think about as you're doing your math homework, that you're contributing to your puzzling. Alright, so these are all the parts. What I normally do now is lay everything out so I can get a sense of what I have, and maybe get some idea of how it all goes together, and then also so that I can see the counts and everything before I dye things. Okay, I have a process for dyeing that I'm quite confident prevents me from losing stuff, but I still want to make sure. Now I noticed something kind of interesting about some of these pieces. There is some powder in there, and I'm going to take all that powder out before I start the dyeing process, because otherwise it gets all crusty, and I think it's better that they be empty. I like the big open spaces here for the powder to come out. Some of the other Shapeways cubic or cuboid puzzles that I've made just have little holes in them, and I've actually had to go to the trouble of drilling the holes a little bigger in some puzzles to get all the powder out. So I like that. Yeah, well, this is great. I'm really looking forward to assembling this and playing with it. You know, as a shape mod, it's a shape. It starts with a shape-shifting puzzle, and this just takes it to an even greater extreme. So that'll be great. It really looks crazy when it's mixed up. So CrazyPill is a great name for it. All right, well, I'll just lay things out here, and then we'll see what we got. So here are the pieces of the CrazyBadCuber CrazyPill version 2 Shapeways puzzle. So I've laid them out. I'm going to take a few photographs, and then I'm going to put these in a hot soapy bath for a few minutes, scrub them down, and then dye them. So I will be back with the results of that. So we're back, and the pieces of the CrazyPill V2 are all nicely dyed black, and they're still a little damp, but most of the dye has been rinsed off of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay them out exactly the way I had laid out the pieces when I got them out of the Shapeways container. Now there is still a little bit of dye coming off of them, but it's just a little bit of residue from you know, the hollow spaces and stuff like that. For the most part, all of the dye is gone. So I'm just going to probably the easiest thing to do is just to dump everything out here. They're still quite wet. They'll dry fairly quickly. It's let me just going to move my table a little bit. There we go. Okay. Still fairly dry here in my little northern town, so they should dry reasonably quickly. Okay, yeah, we'll just lay them out. I think this will go a little faster. Now, I had in the past been wearing gloves when I did this dyeing, but I just, you know, I found them cumbersome, so I decided not to wear gloves this time. And I see that my hands are just a little bit stained from the dye, but I think that'll come off fairly quickly. It's not like it's terrible. And Alright, well there you go. There's my 24 of the smallest pieces. So it looks like I got everything back. I'll just pull this camera back just a little wee bit. So, oops, there we are. So there it is. The CrazyPill V2 all died, and pretty happy with that. So my follow-up to this then will be a assembling the puzzle, which should be next. So I'm back, and I was all ready to start assembling my CrazyPill version 2 puzzle, but I've encountered a rather frustrating problem, and this seems to be an ongoing issue for me when assembling Shapeways puzzles, and that has to do with hardware, screws, springs, stuff like that. The website said that I can use any 16mm M3 screws from another puzzle, such as this one from a Zanchi. I figure that's pretty typical, and in fact they're all like this. They have the flange on the head. Well, that can't actually work, because if I put a spring, I'm not going to bother putting a washer in there, but assume I did. If I put a spring in there and I put this screw in there, it's long enough, but the head actually sits above the center here. It doesn't go in, it doesn't compress the spring, and I think it's probably going to interfere with the mechanism on the top here. So that's really kind of useless. It would actually work if I didn't care about having springs in it. Okay, well, so all I need is something else. Well, the problem is that in my bag of tricks here, I have these M3 screws, but they're only 12mm. The head on this is perfect, but I think that by the time I compress the spring, there's really not, it just sits way too low in there. I'm going to actually try that, but I really don't think that's gonna work. And then I have these nice 16mm pan head screws, or sort of hex screws, and they actually sit very nicely, sit flush with the top here, but that's actually a problem, because it means it won't compress the spring as well, and there's really not much tread. There's really not much tread sticking out. So, and I could repeat this about 5 or 6 more times with the various screws I have. I've been accumulating a rather large bag of hardware here. I really thought that this would just take normal screws, because it was based on a commercial, well, at least the, this is sort of a typical puzzle. So I didn't really think about it too much, and of course you really can't tell until you get the pieces what hardware you're going to need. So the bottom line is, I can order stuff from a hobby shop. It's going to cost me about 20 bucks, and it's going to take a couple of weeks for me to get the screws, which is sort of very disappointing. Anyway, that's all I can do. They just don't sell this stuff anywhere near me. Not in my town, not 100 kilometers away, not even 500 kilometers away. So everything has to be mail ordered, and I have to wait patiently for it. The good news is that I can get some really cool looking hardware. For example, I have all of these really nice hex cap screws. These are cap screws, and these would actually work, except that they're only 12mm, so they're not long enough. So I'll get some 16mm cap screws, and then they'll be perfect. Right, so that's it for the update. So stay tuned for the next installment, and I will have all the proper hardware. Well, that will wrap up my Shapeways unboxing and puzzle dying and attempted assembly of the CrazyPill version 2. I have an enormous bag of screws and parts here, but it just wasn't enough. The screw that's required for this puzzle is very specific, and I'm just going to have to go and order it online. That usually takes about 8 or 10 days to get to me, and I'm going away on a trip for about 8 or 9 days very soon, and so by the time I get back, my screws should be here, and my stickers will be here. So I'll just make a video showing the assembly and stickering and breaking in, I guess, of the CrazyPill version 2. Now someone's going to ask me why I don't just take the screws out of this 4x4x6. They look like they're the right screws, and the reason I don't want to do that is because I want to take this with me on my trip that's coming up. So that's that's why I don't want to take that apart. Plus it's a lot of work to put one of these back together. So I'll just wait, and when I come back, I'll make another video, so watch for that. Well, I really enjoy reading your comments and your suggestions, your questions, so I encourage you to leave feedback for this video and for my other videos. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.